Young Cam Jansen and the Circus Mystery. Chapter 1. I could be a clown. Cam Jansen's Aunt Molly stuck out her tongue. She put her hands behind her head and waved them. Aren't I funny? Cam, her friend Eric Shelton, and Aunt Molly were in line to buy tickets to the circus. I want to sit in the first row, Aunt Molly said. I want to make the clowns laugh. I want to sit high up, Eric said. I want to see the tightrope walker. Cam closed her eyes. She said, click. With her eyes still closed, she said, we can sit in the first row for the parade. All the clowns will be in the parade. Then we can sit high up. This circus lets us change seats. How did you know that? An old man in line asked. Cam said, the circus poster says open seating. But your eyes are closed, the old man said. Cam has an amazing memory, Eric told him. She has pictures in her head of everything she's seen. What else is on the poster? The old man asked. In the middle is a clown, Cam said. At the bottom of the poster are elephants, tigers, giraffes, and monkeys. Cam opened her eyes. The old man said, you really do have an amazing memory. When I want to remember something, Cam told him, I just close my eyes and say click. Cam pointed to her head. That's the sound the camera up here makes. Eric told the man, her real name is Jennifer, but because of her great memory, we started calling her the camera. Then the camera became just Cam. I have the tickets, Aunt Molly said. Let's go inside. Chapter 2. Oops, did I step on your foot? Aunt Molly, Cam, and Eric entered a large hall. Get your circus programs here, a woman called out. Caramel popcorn, someone else shouted. Ice cold water and soda. Aunt Molly bought an extra large box of caramel popcorn. Then Aunt Molly, Cam, and Eric walked into the circus arena. In the center of the arena was a large ring. Around the ring were rows and rows of seats. Let's sit in front, Aunt Molly said. The parade is about to begin. The clowns led the parade. Aunt Molly put the popcorn box on her head. She wrapped her scarf around the box. She tied the scarf under her chin. Look at my popcorn hat. A clown with a toy duck on his head stopped. He laughed and pointed to the duck on his head. Quack, quack, the clown said. Aunt Molly pointed to her popcorn hat and said, pop, pop. When the parade ended, a short man wearing a big top hat came out. Welcome, he called out. The show is about to begin. Let's sit higher, Eric said. Aunt Molly took the popcorn box off her head. Then she and Cam followed Eric. Eric stopped near the top of the arena. Let's sit here, Eric called out. Excuse me, Aunt Molly said to a large man with a small beard at the end of the row. Whoops, did I step on your foot? Yes, the man said. I'm sorry, said Aunt Molly. Cam and Eric walked very carefully past the man and his small son. Let them by, a girl sitting next to the boy told her mother. Look, Eric called out and pointed. Here comes the dancing elephants. The girl stood on her chair. Yay, she shouted. She waved her cotton candy. The cotton candy stuck to the boy's hair. Oops, I'm sorry, the girl said. Cam and Eric ate some caramel popcorn. Then Aunt Molly closed the box and put it under her seat. A clown sped around the ring on a tiny tricycle. He was chased by a clown in a police uniform. Look at that clown go, the girl shouted and pointed. When she pointed, she knocked over her mother's cup. Soda spilled on the boy. I'm so sorry, the woman said. The man wiped the soda off his son's shirt. Eric saw the spilled soda and said, "I'm thirsty. Let's get something to drink." Aunt Molly said. "Please excuse me," she said to the girl and her mother, and to the man and his son. "Excuse me," Cam and Eric said. Aunt Molly, Cam, and Eric hurried down the stairs and outside. Aunt Molly bought 3 bottles of water. Eric drank some water. Then he said, "I'm going back." Aunt Molly and Cam followed him. "Excuse me," they said to the large man with the small beard and his son at the end of the row. "Here come the jugglers," Eric said. 2 women dressed as bakers juggled large loaves of bread. Eric looked at the bread and said, "Now I'm hungry. I want some caramel popcorn." Eric looked on the floor next to his seat. He looked next to Aunt Molly's seat and Cam's. "Where's our popcorn?" Chapter 3. I think I know what happened. "I left it under my seat," Aunt Molly said. She looked under her seat. She looked under Cam's and Eric's seats too. "The popcorn is gone," she said. The short man with the top hat came out. "Look to the high wire," he called out, for a great act of bravery. A tall, thin man walked to the center of the ring and bowed. Then he climbed a ladder to a small platform. A long wire was attached to that platform and to another at the end of the ring. The man tapped the wire with his foot. The wire shook. "Ooh," people in the arena shouted. The man carefully stepped onto the wire. He stretched his arms out to his sides and slowly walked across the wire. "I'm still hungry," Eric whispered. "Shh," Aunt Molly told him. Eric watched the tightrope walker slowly walk to the other platform. People in the arena cheered. Eric looked at the man sitting at the end of the row. "Cam," Eric whispered, "I think I know what happened to our popcorn. I need you to look at the picture in your head of that man." Eric pointed to the large man with the small beard at the end of the row. "Did that man have a box of popcorn when we left?" Chapter 4. Bam! Cam closed her eyes and said, "Click." "Yes," Cam said with her eyes closed. "He did have popcorn." "Look," Aunt Molly said, "here comes the cannon." Clowns pushed a large cannon to one side of the ring. At its base was a long fuse. "I bet I know what the man did," Eric whispered to Cam. "He finished his popcorn and was still hungry. He took Aunt Molly's popcorn box and put it in his empty box." 2 clowns brought out a ladder. They set it by the mouth of the cannon. The short man with the top hat came out. "We end the show with a blast," he called out. "Bullet Bob, the human cannonball, will be shot into the air." "Maybe he'll land near you." A man wearing a silver cape and a silver helmet came out. He bowed and people cheered. Bullet Bob took off his silver cape. He climbed into the mouth of the cannon. Eric whispered to Cam, "We have to get Aunt Molly's popcorn before that man eats it all." Bullet Bob waved. He slid down the mouth of the cannon. A clown lit the cannon's fuse. Eric started walking toward the man at the end of the row. Bam! Smoke filled the arena. Small bits of silver paper flew over Cam's head to the highest parts of the arena. Cam turned, but she didn't see Bullet Bob. She saw something else. "Wait," Cam called to Eric, "come back." Chapter 5. Another parade. Eric walked slowly back. "There he is," a girl a few rows back shouted. "There's Bullet Bob." Clowns danced around a huge bed at the other end of the ring. In the middle of the bed was Bullet Bob. "But that's our popcorn," Eric said. "No, it's not," Cam told him. "Our popcorn is 3 rows back." Eric turned. Under a seat 3 rows back was a large closed box of caramel popcorn. "How did it get there?" Eric asked. "It was always there," Cam said. "Look at the noisy girl sitting in that row. She's the girl we were sitting next to at the beginning of the circus." Eric looked at the girl. Then he looked at the man and his son at the end of their row. "But he was sitting in our row too," Eric said. "He must have changed his seat," Cam said. "Well, I'm still hungry," Eric said. "I'm getting the popcorn." "Excuse me," he said as he walked past the man and his son. Then Cam asked the man, "Did you change your seats?" "Yes," he said. "That girl keeps screaming and jumping. She got cotton candy in my son's hair. She spilled soda on him. So we moved down a few rows." Clowns marched into the center of the ring, followed by dancing elephants. "It's another parade," Aunt Molly said. Aunt Molly opened her purse. She took out a tube of red lipstick. She painted red circles, squares, and triangles on her face. She puffed out her cheeks and looked at the man at the end of the row. The man and his son laughed. "Let's go," Aunt Molly said. "This time I'll make lots of clowns laugh." Aunt Molly and Cam started down the steps. "Wait for me," Eric called. He was eating caramel popcorn as he hurried toward Aunt Molly and Cam. When Aunt Molly got to the edge of the ring, she waved at a clown. The clown looked at Aunt Molly. Aunt Molly puffed out her cheeks, and the clown laughed. Cam and Eric looked at Aunt Molly. They laughed too. The end. Good night, Sammy. Good night, Sophie.